Right now on Denver 7 News at 7 o'clock on Local 3, horrifying testimony from a Cherry Creek school student saying she was a victim of sexual assault on campus.
I reported it to the deans and they did nothing about it except for do a no contact agreement. My sister's in middle school. I just don't want her to go through anything that I've ever been through.
Well, now parents are calling on the district to protect their kids.
The future of Adams 14 is on the line today. What the state school board is demanding from the district that's trying to turn around years of poor performance.
And the clock is winding down on the school year. Summer break is around the corner, so we're going 360 in depth this morning, talking to experts and teachers about how to make the most of this time off and balance productivity and playtime.
Yes. Very important.
Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Nicole Brady. Hey, it's going to feel like summer today out there, Lisa.
Yeah, I was going to say Mother Nature teasing the kids for sure, and the teachers and the parents, everybody today. Beautiful right now, clear skies. From our camera there in Westminster, you can see a lot more sunshine for the mountains. Still though, get off to school. You've got some homework probably and tests today. We have mid to upper 40s at the bus stop early on, mid to upper 70s by the time your kids get home today. It's going to be a little breezy. We'll see winds at about 15 to near 25 miles per hour, but overall a lot calmer for us here over the northeastern plains. It will be windier to the south where fire danger will be higher. Near 80 though for a high this afternoon. Boulder, some low 70s up and through the foothills. Estes Park, you'll be at about 63, 65 degrees this afternoon. So it's going to be a nice one. And again, fairly calm today. A lot calmer than what we're going to see tomorrow. Coming up, I'm going to detail some of the alerts, the red flag warnings, fire weather watch is coming up, all of that here, Jason, on the Super 7 Day in just a few minutes.
And I was just doing an update on my Twitter feed at Denver 7 Traffic, and you can always get that all morning long and keep up to date with everything that's going on, including this crash that's on southbound I-25 right near Johnson's Corner. There's actually two separate issues. Now take a look from the camera up there. This is the second of two crashes up there. This one is in the left lane. This is the southbound side of I-25, and you can see that left lane is blocked up and traffic is really stacked up behind it all the way back to nearly Highway 34. The other crash was a little bit farther south. That one is clear, but with the second crash in here, we're still going to keep this really long, slow traffic jam in place heading down past Johnson's Corner. So that's the worst traffic jam so far in the city. The rest of the drive is heavy in some of those usual spots. We'll continue to look at these travel times for you coming up.
Well, parents in the Cherry Creek School District are calling on leaders to take action about allegations their children were either sexually harassed or assaulted on campus.
Denver 7's Veronica Acosta joins us in studio. And Veronica, parents are promising to keep showing up till they know their kids are safe at school.
And they definitely showed up last night. Both parents and students were there for that meeting. Most shared a similar message with us. Students should be and should feel safe in schools. They want the district to do more about these alleged sexual assault and harassment situations. Now, we first brought you this story last month. One parent told us his daughter had been sexually assaulted, so we spoke with that same parent last night. He said he was at the meeting to support the many others who were also there. A student telling us she doesn't want anyone to go through what she went through.
It's heartbreaking when something like this happens to your daughter. And I beg all of the other parents that if it's happened to you guys, come forward too, because this is the time. You know, we're putting pressure on the district, and they need it.
My sister's in middle school. I just don't want her to go through anything that I've ever been through, and hopefully that there is some disciplinary action if there can be, which we can do.
Mackenzie Sleesman said after she was a victim of sexual assault at a high school in her district, the district responded with this so-called no contact agreement. So that agreement basically bars any communication between the students involved in the incident. District official told us that's just one of the tools they use when investigating such claims. We did reach out to the district for comment. They said, in part, quote, "We cannot discuss any specific student cases as we must protect the privacy of our students. We will not violate that privacy of students and potentially re-traumatize victims by sending communications to an entire school community when we learn about a student who reports being the victim of an assault." The district added investigations are done following both board policies as well as legal standards. I took a look at the Cherry Creek School District website this morning. The next Board of Education meeting that isn't scheduled for more than a month from now, June 13th. That's 2 weeks after the end of the school year. In studio, I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Interesting. Thank you, Veronica. Well, police have arrested a man accused of killing 3 of his family members. Elijah Hood is accused of killing his aunt, her grandson, and great-grandson, who was just 4 years old. His first court appearance is today, or was yesterday rather. The judge ordered him to be held without bond. All three were found dead in a Denver apartment with multiple gunshot wounds. Police have not announced a motive, though. Turning to Washington this morning, the safety of our Supreme Court justices is now a top priority. The Senate is passing a new measure to beef up security around the justices' homes. ABC's Justin Finch has more.
Abortion rights rallies are going from the U.S. Supreme Court steps to the doorsteps of Justices Alito, Kavanaugh, and Chief Justice John Roberts. New growing safety concerns prompting U.S. Marshals to take over protection for the court's justices. This week, Senate members passing a bill extending security details for all 9 justices and their families. Part of the fallout from the draft opinion leak showing the court's conservative majority is poised to overturn Roe v. Wade. The debate intensifying after Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell revealed a Republican-controlled Congress could go further with a federal abortion ban, saying if the leaked opinion became the final opinion, legislative bodies not only at the state level but at the federal level certainly could legislate in that area. The White House warning abortion rights could face an uncertain future.
I think we're at serious risk. Mitch McConnell and other Republicans in Congress are talking about a national ban on a woman's right to choose.
The reality is that when Roe was decided in 1972, when Casey was decided in 1993, the judges simply got it wrong.
The Senate now preparing for a vote as soon as Wednesday to codify abortion rights into federal law, though the measure is unlikely to get 60 votes needed to move forward.
If we are not successful, then we go to the ballot box.
Overturning Roe would see 26 states quickly moving to severely restrict abortion access or outright ban it. 13 states have passed laws banning abortion once Roe is reversed. Democrat-led states such as New York and Connecticut are working to find ways to assist women from other states seeking abortions. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Well, what has been a tumultuous school year in Adams 14 is winding down, but not before a big meeting with the state school board today. Let's bring in Denver 7's Christian Lopez because, Christian, the board is demanding a plan from the district today after years of low performance.
Yeah, the board actually gave the district a month to come up with an improvement plan, and Adams 14 must present that plan today. And it has to include a partial manager, so the district must let the board know what responsibilities it plans to handle on its own and what this outside management company would be responsible for. Adams 14 has had years of low academic performance, so much so that the state has had to get involved. They actually brought in outside management back in 2018, but all of that ended in a lawsuit 2 years later after the district stopped working with them without seeking board approval. Superintendent Carla Loria told us last month that she did think the turnaround time was aggressive, but she still remained optimistic.
It takes the whole community, the state, the local board, and the superintendent working together. And my understanding, all those pieces were not in place before. But now I think things are very different. We have a very strong local board. All 5 members highly committed to what is right for the students, for the community. And they are actually in alignment to my belief system of what needs to be done.
And that meeting will take place tonight. Now, there is still a chance that the board could reject the district's plan, but we'll let you know what comes out of that meeting. Live this morning, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
All right, yes, we will. Thank you, Christian. Well, we like to celebrate the hard work of all of our students, and today some students in Adams 12 will cut the ribbon on a house that they built themselves. The students at Future Forward Washington Square in Adams 12 5-star schools spent the last year working on a tiny home. It started as a trailer, and the students did all the framing, plumbing, electrical, carpentry, and painting themselves.
What do you think this teaches your students beyond how to build a house? What else do you think they learn from this?
Number one is building the house and learning all of those different trades, but most importantly, giving back to the community, proving that something they built goes to someone, that they were creating this. We built a house and now we're turning it into a home. So that is where it's going back to the community.
Yeah, take a look at the finished product. This is just the first tiny home that the students will be building. The goal is to build enough for a whole village that then people experiencing homelessness can stay in. The project is being paid for by community member Bob Lemke and the 5 Star Education Foundation.
Very cool. Well, summer is almost here. The school year is winding down, and I'm sure your kids, and more importantly, their teachers, are ready for a break. But as parents, we need to be ready.
Yeah. So how do you use the time wisely? We're going 360 in depth on summer vacation, getting advice from parents, teachers, and other experts about solving summer. One local principal says summer break provides an ideal alternative learning environment.
I always say, as an individual, we never stop learning, right? But we learn differently in different spaces.
Yeah, and meanwhile, a clinician says summer break for kids is like weightlifting. You need time to rest.
So just pushing as hard as we can without stopping is not going to get us better results. Taking that strategic break is very important for recovery.
So we want to hear from you. We've posted some questions on thedenverchannel.com, and you can answer them. Just click on the Denver 7 360 Your Opinion tab. The pandemic certainly underscored how important fast internet is. Now President Biden has a plan to expand and improve service all across the country. Plus,
got a puppy.
Oh, look at this little girl here. Russell Wilson and Sierra welcoming a new member of the family with an adorable shout out to Broncos country.